Hi, Mike from the Rural Montana family. Well, let's talk second impressions on the Bolt EUV. So now that we had this Bolt EUV for a few days, we have to return it tomorrow morning. I'm gonna give you my second impressions. So obviously I did this video about first impressions. I'll put a link up here, so go check that out. And now that we've driven it, we took it out on the road trip and I drove it locally a little bit. I can give you my second impressions now that I figured out a few other things. So well, here's the car, still the same. Second impressions, like first impression was an issue with opening the lid here, as I'd like to grab it up here somewhere, but you have to do it down here. And this has been an issue for me the whole time. As you reach in there, you want to actually squeeze like this, but you have to press up like this. And if you look at my hand, obviously usually one finger is longer than the other, right? The others. And so it's tough to reach up there and press up, especially in the cold. Now there is ice down in there. I can't even, there now. Oh, there, I found it. I mean, that's how I struggle. So I reached back here first, but I need to reach here. But naturally, you end up there. So I struggle with this, and you can see it's full of ice. And this material here gets really hard in the cold, and it's really hard to press. So that hasn't improved for me. Don't like that part. Other than that, driving was good. The windshield situation was good. Certain road conditions just get a lot of crud up there, but it's been doing pretty well. Lighting was good. Wiper, everything was fine. Couple other things I had were in here. So let's turn this down a little here, the fan. So this was one of my problems. Down here with this climate control, at night you can't see these tabs here. So obviously they go down and they go up, but you can't see them. You just have the lights up here. And so as I was reaching to like get the fan down, I kind of double pressed and it would move this one here and it would change the temperature instead of the fan. Or the other way around, I wanted to adjust the temperature and hit the fan. So it was just, that was not really good. I figured out I can press the climate button here and then I get this menu up here and can do it all there. And that is basically great, but now I can't see my Apple CarPlay, my maps anymore, right? And stuff. So, and then if you think you could just press the climate again to make this go away, no, that doesn't work. You actually would have to go here and press the home button. So that kind of was annoying. Didn't like that. Other than that, everything worked fine. Everything was great in here. I had to back up in the pitch dark, and so I was staring at the rear view mirror here, right? Looking for the edge of the road, and then there was a sign back there and the warning in the mirror came on, so that the blind spot warning. And if you're looking into that mirror at night in the pitch dark and that warning comes on, it blinds you completely. So I had to immediately stop, look in another direction, and well, it didn't go off because the whatever it's seen was still there. So then I had to look over here into this mirror and find something somewhere, an edge of the road or something. It was snow covered, so it was tough to find anything, and back up further until the warning went off over here. Then I was able to use this mirror again But guess what? Then the pillar or something came up and the warning came on again and it will blind me again. So that warning shouldn't be as bright. And but I don't think that is necessarily specific to the Bolt EUV. And actually, I don't know if this here is specific to the Bolt EUV. I would assume that's the same in the Bolt, but I'm not sure. So let me know down in the comments, please, if this layout here is the same in the 2022 Bolt as it is in the 22 Bolt EUV that we have here. So I'm not sure. It was different in our 2020 Bolt. So, but like I said, these are things you can get used to. The dash, definitely those bars there are a little narrower. My personal preference would be a little bigger, but that's nitpicking it right now. So yeah, so we drove it. We put a few hundred miles on, probably about 500, 600, 700 miles maybe. Overall, I love the car. It's a great car. It drives like a Bolt. I didn't notice a real difference between the 2020 and the 2022 EUV. I think in regards to noise and driving, they're pretty much the same. We did enjoy the more legroom, I guess, that we have back here and in the front here. So when my daughter was sitting back there, my wife didn't have to move the seat up at all. My daughter had plenty of room, so they both have plenty of room. That was kind of cool. In the Bolt, usually my wife would have to move forward an inch or two so that my daughter has a decent amount of room for the long period of time that she would have to sit back there. Now that said, for us, that doesn't really matter too much. My wife's not very tall and my daughter is not very tall. So that hasn't really been an issue. It's not like my wife was uncomfortable because she had to move forward an inch or two in the 2020 Bolt. So here it was just nice. You could leave everything the same. Yeah. So overall, second impressions. I mean, like I said, I love the car. It's a good car. It drives like the other one. I wouldn't mind having one. Now that said, should you buy a Bolt EUV or should you buy the regular Bolt? Well, that is personal preference. And so obviously there's differences between the years in regards to the interior and how things function, which yeah, you just have to get used to it, I guess. That reminds me of the software in here. It is as bad as it was. It changed a little bit from 2020. A few things are nicer. I still love that it has all these functions and options. It's just hard to find them and adjust them. But it has, yeah, it's great, all the options you're given. There's way more options here in the Bolt than you would have in a Tesla. There's so many options of adjusting in here. Amazing. But a little tough to find, so you might have to bring the manual out. But yeah, buy this or buy that. This one is definitely not as efficient as the Bolt. The Bolt is more efficient. We found that out. And efficiency means range. So if I go with the 2020 Bolt, I could go between 70 and 75 miles per hour on the interstate, and I would see a certain rate of decrease in range. In order to have the same rate of decrease in range with this Bolt EUV, I could only go 65, maybe 70. Okay, so it is definitely less efficient. If you look at the EPA rating, the range is not too far apart, but in real life, it's a bigger difference. So, yeah, that makes a difference at higher speeds, or in general. I mean, at lower speeds, yeah, obviously there's less difference, but yeah, it's just not as efficient. So you don't get the same range out of this as you would out of the regular Bolt. So I couldn't tell you what you need to buy for me personally, for us, the Bolt would be all I would buy. It would be perfect. That 2020 Bolt we had was great, worked for us, no matter what. So I would buy a Bolt again and not a Bolt EUV. If it would be for my father-in-law, let's say, he has issues getting in and out of cars. He needs enough headroom. He needs to sit high enough. And he struggled in our Bolt, but he did not struggle in this. So for him, this would be the way to go, no doubt about it. So it really comes down to personal preferences and what you need to choose between the two. I love both of them. They're both great. Our 2020 was extremely reliable. I don't think that has changed. I'm pretty sure these are as reliable as the 2020 was. Yeah, even a 2017 Bolt is really reliable, and I wouldn't be afraid to even buy a used Bolt that has 100 or 150,000 miles on it. So a Bolt is always a great buy. Unfortunately, dealers kind of take advantage of the situation, and even if you buy a new one, they put a markup onto the MSRP, which I think that is wrong and shouldn't be legal, but unfortunately it is. So, but yeah, overall great car. These were my second impressions. There's nothing else that came up that was majorly bad to me, except that the trunk thing was really... That's one of the big issues. The climate control thing, that's one of the big issues for me. And then this mirror thing at night. But, you know, these are all things you can learn and get used to. So you would have to choose which one you wanted for yourself. So, all right. In any event, give us a thumbs up for this video. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you get notified when new videos come out. We have all kinds of different videos. We just had this here on loan. We have Tesla Model 3. We have Tesla Model S. We have a salvage Model S that we're working on right now. And hopefully maybe I can borrow some other cars. So we got all kinds of different content. So always interesting stuff going on. Also, go down below into the description and click the link to our Redbubble store. Go check out our Redbubble store. We have anything from shower curtain to socks. Oh yeah, we have t-shirts and hats too, just like anybody else. But yeah, there's EV inspired, sustainable transportation, sustainable energy inspired designs. So go check that out. I would love for you to buy something from our store. That would be really super cool. Well, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.